Welcome back to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, host of the program. And this is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, the owner broker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Now, Barb, a lot of people look at those automated valuations like on Zillow or their neighbor's asking price to try to determine what their home is worth, especially now that it's taking longer to sell a home. What needs to happen for a home to sell faster in this market?
Well, Richard, I think making a decision about how you're going to price and position a home is one of the most important decisions a home seller makes, besides who is going to help them sell their home. And the reason I say that is that, most of the time when I sit down with home sellers, they're trying to get the best information. A lot of them are saying, well, I want it to sell for fair market value, but most of them want the most money. I would say overall majority, they would like the most money. And so the factors that they're looking at to determine its value right now are things like Zillow, maybe Realtor.com, maybe their credit card statements are saying what their home is worth. Their mortgage companies are sending them emails going, oh, you want to refinance? Your home is worth this much. And then to top it all off, the tax assessor sends them an opinion of value, which is based on what they're assessing the property taxes on the home, which by state law is 18 to 24 months, but 18 to 24 months behind the current market value. And it could be higher or lower. I think right now the numbers that they're coming out with is probably a little bit higher than what the current market value is. So sellers are looking at those factors going, well, my home must be worth this much because the tax man is taxing me based on it. And if they price the home there, it may not work out. So you have to look at all the factors, and pricing a home correctly is really the way that you can get your home to sell a lot faster. I'm not saying underprice the home, it's not necessary, but I would take in all the information. What did similar homes sell for? What does your competition look like? Is there anything about the home that might be obsolete? Is there anything about the home condition wise that might make some buyers, think twice? Do you have competition of new construction? There's all these different things out there that really can help you make a good decision on how to get the home sold and for the right price. And the market's going to tell you immediately if you got pricing wrong, especially if it's priced too high. You'll get very few showings or none at all. And if you price it low, in general, the buyers are going to show some interest, but they're also going to be asking questions. Okay, why is this home priced like that? Because, like, I had one where the upgrades in it were really beautiful, actually more like custom home level, where they're in a neighborhood where it was kind of more like production home, but they didn't overprice it, and it was a good result. They got it sold fairly quickly. But for some people, they try to squeeze every penny, or they increase the price for quote negotiating room. And in my view, that's a mistake. Of course, we want the home sellers to get the most amount of money, but at the end of the day, because buyers are deciding online whether or not they want to see that house, they can see all the values all the way around you. They're making a decision whether or not they're even going to spend time to come look at the home. And the problem is some of these TV shows like HGTV and all that, buyers are expecting a beautiful remodeled home at a reasonable price. Um, and if the home is not remodeled, if it's not in your budget to do that, don't worry. Just make sure you price it appropriately. I just sold a home recently that wasn't updated, but it was kept in good condition. The bones of the house were kept very well. Windows, electrical furnace, roof, all those things, but it wasn't remodeled. In fact, the home was, a good 60 years old, but it was positioned right in pricing and presented well, and boom, it sold right away and for over asking price. For a while there, we had all these investors buying homes in this market, and they were kind of like hedge funds, people with just limitless dollars, and they were competing against the live in the home buyers. Well, those people kind of quit buying for the most part. They are buying homes, but they're not buying necessarily and competing at the full market value like they were before. So the market's going to tell you immediately, based on the showing activity, if you got it wrong on the pricing front. If you're getting offers, you're on target. Just stay there. Maybe it's not the right offer. You might get another one soon. But if you're getting kind of showings but no offers, you're close. You're within a few percent. If you're getting not very many showings at all, you could be 3 to 5, maybe 6 or 7% off. And if you're not getting any showings whatsoever, something's wrong. Okay. And in general, even though the traditional old timer wisdom was you price high for negotiating room, if you price too high and slowly walk the price down, according to the National Association of Realtors, you're going to net less money. You're actually better off being priced what I call very realistically, because all of the data is out there online. If you go look at Zillow, it's going to show you what they think the home values are of all the homes all the way around your home, whether or not they're on the market. And it will stand out if it looks like a good deal. So those automated valuations, although they're not accurate, sometimes they're high, sometimes they're low. It gives you a general price range. Um, and websites like realtor.com, they have 3 different automated valuations that range as much as 100,000 in difference. So how do they really know? The only way they know a value is if a buyer is willing to pay a value, and you can tell that by offers. So that's why it is a little bit of an art and a guesswork to figure out what is that number to get the most price. And in general, homes that are pretty will sell, and they may not sell quickly, but they'll sell for the top end of the price range. But right now, the average days on market from the time a home seller puts a home on the market to the time they get a contract, all along the front range, ranges between 70 and 120 days. That's a good long time. Sellers don't like dealing with showings. It's no fun to drop everything, make your house look perfect, leave the house, hope the agent shows up, hope the agent locks the door, hope the agent leaves a card. They quit leaving cards, Richard. Did you know that?
I did not know that. That
It's so
seems odd
weird.
to me.
I think it's rude in a way, because the seller's like, well, were they here or not? I don't know if they were here. Find out what they said. They didn't leave a card. They didn't change anything in the house. And I guess they're all going to digital where they can just beam their business card to somebody if they want to share it. But I would think it's a marketing thing to leave your business card behind if you showed a home. It's kind of strange. So even a home that needs updating, if you price it right, we can get it to sell fast. It's all about pricing correctly. And if you price too low, don't worry too much about it, because in general, the buyers are going to make good offers and will gravitate to full market value. The ones I'd be worried about are the agents that come in and say, "Oh, I can get you, 1.5 million for your house." Right? And they're just making it up, even though the statistical data doesn't say that. The market is not saying that. They're trying to get you to sign the agreement. Then they let the agents that are showing be the bad guy and say, well, my buyer thinks it's priced too high, or, well, they found a better home in that price range. It's always better to price your home what I call realistically versus optimistically. So you look at recent sales to figure out what an appraiser would think that the home is worth, but you also have to look at the competition at the same time. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice. That's Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. You can listen to replays of the show anytime on all of the major podcast platforms, plus Barb's YouTube channel, Barb Schlinker. If you're thinking of making a move, call Barb 719-301-3900. So, Barb, what are the other magic bullets on pricing your home to get that top dollar?
Well, don't expect a bidding war this day and age, especially with longer days on market and a lot more homes on the market. You've got more competition, buyers have more choices. If you do get a bidding war, be happy, because it's a lot of fun, at least it is for me. But that tells me it's probably priced right if that happens. And you want to make sure that you pick an agent that knows how to position the home to create demand, whatever that may be for that price range. Um, because it really depends on the home and what it offers and the whether or not it's in acceptable move-in ready. Like I always tell sellers, even if your home is not updated, maybe consider doing things like if the carpet is tired and old and stained, I definitely would replace that, because buyers generally, if they like the rest of the home and it's priced right, are okay with remodeling down the road as long as the flooring is in pretty good shape. And we have lots of examples. I help the Purdue's sell their home that they inherited that was dated, but it was competing with $1 million listings nearby. I had them price it very realistically. They just did flooring. They did not update the kitchen. We got 75,000 over asking price. That's the way you do it. If you are thinking of making a move, give us a call, 719-301-3900, or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Barb Schlinker on Your Real Estate Voice, name of the program. And if you're thinking of selling your home, you want to get the most amount of money for it, then call Barb, 719-301-3900, or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. Barb, time for those hot new listings. What do you have this week?
Oh, as always, I have a really beautiful home up in Woodland Park on Highway 24 that's got lots of privacy and gorgeous views, priced in the low threes. I have an amazing home in the southeast part of town on Rushmore that has gleaming hardwood floors, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, great backyard in the low threes. I also have a really fantastic home on 5 acres on Alta Plaza in the mid fives. And then I have a beautiful home actually in Rockrimmon coming up. And then there's a couple of other homes that we have available. One in Briargate that's a really, really pretty home with gleaming hardwood floors. A fantastic home on Willamette West Side, completely updated. So cute. A gorgeous house in Pueblo on Royal Troon that's just in pristine shape. An amazing home in Peyton on Beckham Street, priced in the low fives that backs to open space. And then we have a beautiful home on Broadmoor Bluffs Drive that actually backs to land that's owned by NORAD in the upper sixes. An amazing, eye-watering, gorgeous home in the prestigious gated High Forest Ranch, priced at 2.199 million. This home has over 7,000 square feet, beautiful views, and it's just stunning. Plus a couple of gorgeous lots. And you know what? I've got some great homes coming up. One in Rockrimmon coming up, one very cute close to Peterson. There's one on 5 acres with a barn plus 4 car garage spaces, and the perfect fourplex investment home that's offering seller financing. To find out about our coming soon homes, go to barbhasthebuyers.com or give us a call at 719-301-3900. Richard?
You've been listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you are thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900. Or as always, just visit barbhasthebuyers.com. That'll do it for this week. Barb, you have a great week, and we'll talk to you next weekend.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.